tinctures are all the rage, and they're so good for you and so medicinal, and they can sell for over $50 an ounce, depending on the herb that you want. It's ridiculous. Some of the best ones that you can get, though, the most expensive ones, are the easiest to make at home, though. So let me show you today how to make one of the best tinctures for your at-home apothecary. I'm in my mother-in-law's kitchen, and she's making a double extracted turkey tail tincture because, well, it's a really good thing to have. There's so many health benefits with turkey tail that having a tincture on hand is super beneficial, and you can put it in your teas, you can put it in your drinks, you can just put it under your tongue. And especially if you're using a double extracted version, there are two different kinds of medicinal qualities within the turkey tail mushroom, and some are extracted through water and some are extracted through alcohol. And so what you do is, first thing, you put it in a alcohol, usually like 100 proof vodka, and you let that sit for a couple months. After you've kind of diced up your turkey tail, you let that sit in a dark place, you shake it every once in a while, and then after you get done doing that, you strain out the turkey tail from the alcohol, and then you separate. So you've got the turkey tail now that's been soaked in alcohol, and you've got the alcohol. You keep the alcohol, and then you put the turkey tail mushrooms into water and you boil it, usually about an hour to 2 hours at a low temperature so that it's just simmering. And so that water is going to extract those good nutrients. The alcohol is going to extract different nutrients, and that way you can combine both of them. And so you put the water into the alcohol at the end, and you've got a double extracted turkey tail tincture. So easy, and it's so beneficial. It's one of the best things that you can have in your apothecary. So my mother-in-law, she is not quite chopping these because it's really difficult to chop these mushrooms. So she's ripping them apart, and so you see they take up a lot of space if you don't have them chopped up. And so when you chop them up, you get more per volume, which gives you more medicinal properties into the vodka and the water that you're using. And she's just using burnett's. It really doesn't matter what kind of vodka you use, because it's not about the vodka, it's about what the vodka does. So
as long as it's 100 proof.
Yes, as long as it is 100 proof. That is especially important when you're making a double extracted tincture, because once you add the water, then it becomes 50 proof. And so it is diluting it. You're diluting it then. And we're not using this because of the vodka. It's definitely not like a drink that you're going to drink. You use a little bit, like 30 to 50 drops at a time in your teas or your drinks. So if you see, she's got this whole setup right here. She's gonna let this sit in her pantry for about 2 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
we'll do the water.
And that will be it for it, and then it'll be ready. The water only takes an hour or two, so this whole process takes about 2 months. So this is an example of a turkey tail mushroom. Now, they're very, very common. You can find them pretty much everywhere. I've got them growing on the side of my raised beds. And you can see underneath, this is a polypore, which means it looks like a sponge underneath. It doesn't have those gills. And the nice thing about turkey tail and polypores in general is that there are no poisonous polypore mushrooms. So you don't have to worry too much about harvesting these and making a mistake. So you can see that it looks very much like a turkey tail, and it's got these really beautiful ridges on them, or lines on them, and then it's almost got kind of like a velvety top. And they will be growing on decaying wood, and you can find them in the forest, you can find them on old lumber sometimes. I mean, they're super, super common. There are some kinds that are false turkey tail, and they will not have the polypore underside like this. It'll look different than this. It will be larger holes, and the top might be like a pinkish color. and or white, and that is not a turkey tail. So if you find something like this, especially if there's a large flush of it, it's probably going to be turkey tail, and that's how you know. And if you get the wrong one, you'll just end up taking a tincture that might not be helping you as much as you think it is. And also when you're processing it, if you see what she's doing right here, she's ripping it apart, right? But she's also taking off this woody part. When you harvest the turkey tail, a lot of times you'll end up getting bark off the wood when you take it off, and you'll see these little pine needles are living in it, and so you just take those pieces out, and then you have a pure turkey tail tincture. It is really nice that she's doing that right now, because I have turkey tail tincture already made at my house, and I've had it for about a year, and I just don't need any more because I found a ton of it, and I made about a half a gallon of it. So being able to show you the process, because she's making some, is lovely. Let me just show you how easy it is to find this stuff. I mean, it literally grows everywhere. So this is my raised bed, and literally turkey tail mushroom growing right there on the inside of it. And I'm not going to use this for medicinal properties because I've just dumped chicken manure and wood ash and everything in here. But just so you can see how common it is. I have it growing even in my garden on my raised beds there, and so it's really common. It's probably one of the most medicinal mushrooms that there are out there, and I would definitely include this in your apothecary. This mushroom is an adaptogenic, which means it makes your body function the way it's supposed to. So your body is really awesome at fixing disease, healing itself, cleaning itself out from poisons and bad things, toxins. So if you have an adaptogenic herb that you're taking that helps your body work the way that it's supposed to efficiently, your body can heal itself, and you don't need to take all this medicine because your body is doing it itself. Your body is an amazing creation, and these herbs, this mushroom, helps your body work the way it's supposed to. Here it is, growing right along the edging of my garden. There's a good close-up of it right there. So this is a lion's mane tincture that I am making right now, which is a mushroom as well. This is apple cider vinegar, don't worry about this. But this is similar to what the turkey tail would look like. So you would fill the container with half the turkey tail, and then the rest of the container you would fill up with the vodka. And then you would just let it sit in a dark place like I have right here. And then this would be shaken every day or two for 2 months. Very similarly to the vodka, you are also going to put the same amount of water over your turkey tail mushrooms when you are simmering them for a few hours. And that way you get an equal amount of water and vodka. You combine them together, and there you go. Shake it. You got some double extracted turkey tail tincture. So I hope that you like this video. I'm going to do a whole thing about the lion's mane mushroom tincture, which is pretty much the same process, but there's a little bit of a difference. Some people ask questions about turkey tail. Do you have to have it dried, or do you have to have it fresh? And honestly, it doesn't matter. So I would just use it fresh. Lion's mane is a little bit different, but that's it. So go out there, take a hike, find some mushrooms, make sure they're the turkey tail, and then bring them home. Make yourself a double extracted tincture. You're drinking liquid gold, because it is a very expensive tincture to buy, but it is also so good for you that there's no excuse not to. And we are going to be doing a lot more videos now that the weather's gotten cold on all these apothecary type things, because this is when I do my apothecary stuff, is in the winter. During the summer, I'm out in the garden growing the herbs, gathering the herbs, but in the winter, this is when I use the herbs and actually make things out of them. So stay tuned for more apothecary series type stuff and stay blessed.